Hi, my name's Kath and I work for the International Justice Mission, or IJM, and I lead our work with churches and volunteers here in the UK. IJM is one of the world's largest anti-slavery organisations, working to protect people in poverty from violence such as forced labour slavery and sex trafficking. We're made up of lawyers, social workers, investigators, partnership builders, and advocates. Together, we have the joy of working alongside local partners in over 30 offices around the world to help people who are trapped in violence to safety, but also to strengthen local justice systems so that millions can be protected for the long term. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about why the following verse from the Beatitudes is really important to us as an organisation. And it says, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled." And I got this bottle for Christmas this year. And it's a bottle that gives you targets for how much you should drink by every hour of the day, with the aim that over the course of the day, you drink more water. So needless to say that most of the time these days, I don't experience much in the way of thirst. But what about those times we'll all have experienced when it's a hot day and we've gone for too long without water and we're parched? Or the times we haven't had time, or perhaps even money, to eat a meal and we're starving. And you can bet that in these moments, when we get hold of food or water, we devour them. This is the intensity of hunger and thirst that Jesus is talking about in this verse in the Beatitudes. And he says that to live a blessed life, to embrace the beautiful attitudes that he embodied, the thing we should hunger and thirst for is righteousness. So in essence, biblical righteousness is about us living in right relationship. Right relationship with God, right relationship with others, and right relationship with the world. And when it comes to living in right relationship with the world, we're to do what the law and the prophets talk so much about, which is to be concerned with the problems and injustices of the world, such as the fact that there are currently 50 million people trapped in various forms of modern-day slavery. And Jesus wants us to be hungry and thirsty for righteousness, to go after it like we'd go after food and drink if we hadn't eaten or drunk all day. And for this to be a daily process, just like it is to satisfy physical hunger and thirst. Jesus promises that then we will be filled over and over again. We'll be satisfied in a way that filling our appetites with the things of the world can never offer. For IJM, hungering and thirsting after righteousness looks like a 15-year-old girl called Ruby, who after her parents' death was tricked by traffickers into sexual exploitation, but who prayed with desperation, "God, if you're real, get me out of here." And the very next day, IJM and local police brought her and 5 other girls to safety. It looks like IJM teams and their partners around the world who conduct the kind of operations that brought Ruby to safety, who spent hour after hour running surveillance missions, piecing together evidence and walking the healing journey with each individual. Hungering and thirsting after righteousness looks like our teams and supporters around the world committing hours to crying out to God in prayer and seeing miraculous answers, such as in Ruby's story. Today, Ruby is safe and is a courageous advocate for every child to be free. She's hungry and thirsty to see God's kingdom come in the lives of the many others who are suffering like she suffered. As we come together around the world to hunger and thirst for righteousness through prayer, action, and generosity, we believe that we can see slavery and other forms of violence end for good. I don't know about you, but I hunger and thirst to see a world where all are free, where men, women, and children, regardless of where they live or their economic status, can go to school and live productive, satisfying lives. If you hunger and thirst for this too, you might want to go to our website, ijmuk.org, to find out how you can get involved with the movement to end slavery and violence. One day there will be an end to pain and injustice, and then we will hunger and thirst no more. But in the meantime, let's be people who are relentless in our pursuit of God's justice and righteousness on the earth today.